Teachers of Reddit. What's the coolest thing you've confiscated of a child? Live dragonflies. He was a little 4-year-old boy that would never listen to any of the rules and generally just cause a lot of trouble. Anyway, he would catch dragonflies, without harming them. When you told him to release them, he would open his backpack and 2 or 3 dragonflies would fly out. You would not believe your eyes. A note that said, "School makes me feel like a dog waiting to be euthanized." Honestly, the things the youth of today come up with. Scorpion in a jar. The kid had put in leaves, twigs and even some smaller bugs for it to eat, made a real habitat. However, he was clumsy as hell and had a top locker above a concrete floor. No way I was going to risk him smashing the jar and letting it loose in corridor. Gave it back to him at the end of the day with very clear instructions it was not to return to school. ETA, yes, I am in Australia, but in the south, so wasn't a particularly venomous scorpion. The sting would have caused about the same level of irritation as a bee sting, as for someone non-allergic. Legend of a teacher mate. When I was a casual teacher, I confiscated a knife from a 5-year-old. He threatened me with it when I tried to get him to do his work. It was my first week. Now that's a fucking rough school. A dildo. It was found in the school garden. The kid came up to me and said, "I found a ding-dong in the garden and I'm taking it home for mom." I was not professional that day. Kid had daddy issues apparently, lol. A raw egg spray painted silver. A live bird caught outside. A homemade hand buzzer. A luchador mask. Are your students the Penguin, Catwoman, the Joker and Bane? Frozen water bottle full of frozen margarita he was passing to his friends. 8th grade homeroom, so 13-year-olds sharing a cocktail at 8 a.m. It was actually kind of clever hiding in plain sight. It did just look like a bottle of frozen water, but my teacher sense told me something was up. Edit, +1 to age. I don't teach anymore and misremembered the age range of 8th graders. I think it was fall semester, though, so more likely 13 than 14 years old. My teacher sense told me something was up. These children aren't usually drunk. A redback spider from the gently closed palm of a 7-year-old boy's hand, almost every recess for a month before I figured out a way to make him stop. He was never bitten. What made him finally stop? There was a big conspiracy of exam paper trading going on around the area my school is located in. Some kid figured out a way to get the independent exam that several of the schools would purchase each year. He sold copies to anyone who would buy them, including our students. We confiscated a copy of the exam with a different school's logo on it before it was issued to our students. Eventually my school figured out we couldn't buy exams from this seller anymore, as the papers for most subjects, English, maths, Chem etc., always made it to the kids through the black market. To my knowledge, the seller was never caught. I'm just imaging a young Edward Snowden leaking documents then hiding out behind the bike sheds. One time in high school my geometry teacher tried to take the phone of a kid who she thought was texting during class. Turns out, he had cut a hole in his jacket and was actually just masturbating. So she confiscated the penis?